What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Prime Video new series, The Terminal List. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you'd like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. First up, I would like to say thank you to Prime Video for granting me the screeners to this entire new show. They've asked me to not spill spoilers, therefore this review is spoiler-free. I repeat, there are no spoilers in this video review. You know me, I am a sucker for revenge thrillers. Gotta love them. And I'm happy to inform you that The Terminal List is the best revenge thriller I've seen in recent years. It's methodical, unforgiving, and with lots of firepower, and Chris Pratt gives a relentless, emotionally impactful performance. Now, I've never read the book on which this show is based, so I can't make comparisons here. I don't know whether or not this adaptation is faithful to the original material. All I can tell you is that every episode is like a step in James Reese's process of getting closer and closer to the highest ranks of the ones responsible for the tragedy that befalls him. It's very well thought out and very well executed. Now, the timing of this show's arrival may be a bit insensitive, considering our country's current stance on guns and weapons in general, but we, the audiences, are smart in that we can differentiate or separate fantasies from realities. And The Terminal List is a vengeance-driven fantasy that's completely satisfying. Based on Jack Carr's best-selling novel, written and showrun by David DiGilio and exec produced by Chris Pratt, John Schumacher, and Antoine Fuqua, The Terminal List follows James Reese after his entire platoon of Navy SEALs is ambushed during a high-stakes covert mission. Reese returns home to his family with conflicting memories of the event and questions about his culpability. However, as new evidence comes to light, Reese discovers dark forces working against him, endangering not only his life, but the lives of those he loves. Starring Chris Pratt, Constance Wu, Taylor Kitsch, Jean Triplehorn, Riley Coe, Jai Courtney, and Sean Gunn. Okay, Prime Video gave me a long list of details that I'm not allowed to share with you here, so if I sound like I'm talking cryptically or in codes, well, you'll understand why. The great filmmaker Antoine Fuqua directed the first episode, which is also the longest one in terms of the runtime, and that becomes sort of a blueprint for the other directors of the subsequent episodes. This emphasis on gritty, brutal, yet stylish and cinematic, and the action set pieces always aim for up close and personal. It makes you feel as if you're there with Chris Pratt in the middle of the commotion with bullets flying everywhere, and every one of them is well choreographed and well edited. I imagine it also helps that the author of the book himself is an actual former Navy SEAL. So this show has no problem whatsoever getting things down pat tactically. Right from the start of the tragedy, this show wants you to know that it doesn't hold back. And even anything that happens off screen will still feel like a punch to the gut. Again, without spilling spoilers, James Reese goes through a massive devastation. His whole world basically collapses. So it's a mix of trauma, mental health problem, and grief. It really is not a walk in the park for Chris Pratt to embody this guy. And I get it, you might have doubts because up to this point, you've only ever associated Chris with getting chased by dinosaurs, but all those doubts will immediately dissipate once you see how extraordinary his acting here is in bringing out his character's sorrow and unshaken purpose. And Constance Wu is also surprisingly solid as the investigative reporter who covers James Reese's story. She is like a dog with a bone. And at the heart of it all is a tangled web conspiracy where all that James Reese is doing is following the lead one to the next. And it's a hell of a vicious trail if you ask me. And lastly, I just want to say this one final thing because if I don't say it, I might go crazy. But one of the episodes is a favorite of mine because it's somewhat of a throwback to the first Rambo film, First Blood. You'll understand why that is, but basically, the cat and mouse chase eventually culminates in a survival game that's both pulse-pounding and heart-wrenching. It's just one of those episodes where you'd have to see it to believe it. So yeah, overall, if you are a revenge thriller fan like me, it really doesn't get any better than The Terminal List, because this show checks all the boxes and so much more. It's a show for those of us who like to tip the scales, turn the tables, and see the bad guys get what's coming to them.